All right, let's jump right in. Look, credit cards are already one of the safest ways you can possibly pay for things, but today we're going to make them practically bulletproof. This is your modern playbook for keeping your financial info on total lockdown.
So, let me start with a question for you. How do you think most credit card theft really goes down? Is it some hacker lurking on the coffee shop Wi-Fi? Or maybe a sketchy website you accidentally clicked on? Just take a second and think about what you believe the biggest risk is.
Well, here's the thing. The reality of credit card theft is usually way different from what we imagine. We tend to stress about our own personal slip-ups, right? But the single biggest threat out there, it's those massive data breaches at the big companies we shop with every day. The hackers aren't really trying to pickpocket you. They're going after the big prize, databases that hold millions of card numbers all at once.
Okay, so keeping that in mind, here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to dig into the real source of the theft. Then, we'll get into your modern defense toolkit. After that, we'll talk about building some really smart habits. And finally, we'll walk through a super simple action plan in case anything ever does happen.
So let's kick things off with Section 1, the real source of theft. To win this, we've got to understand the battlefield we're actually on.
And here is the most crucial mindset shift you need to make. Since we can't personally stop a huge company from getting hacked, our main goal has to change. It's not about trying to prevent your card number from ever getting stolen. That's kind of out of our hands. The real goal is to make sure that if it gets stolen, that number is completely and utterly useless to the bad guys.
And that brings me to the single most important rule in this entire playbook. Seriously, if you only take one thing away from this, make it this. For all your purchases, always use a credit card and never your debit card.
So why is this rule such a non-negotiable? It really just comes down to the legal protections you have. With a credit card, if there's a fraudulent charge, the bank's money is on the line, not yours. Your money stays safe in your account while they figure it out. But with a debit card, that is your actual cash, gone from your account instantly. And you could be on the hook for a lot more money depending on how fast you report it. It's a huge difference.
Yep, $50. That's it. By law, that is the absolute most you're ever responsible for with credit card fraud. And you know what? Most banks just waive even that. You have this incredible safety net already built in just by using credit.
Okay, on to Section 2, your modern defense toolkit. This is where we stop playing defense and start playing offense with some amazing technology.
The first tool in our kit is something called tokenization. Now that sounds super technical, but it's the magic that makes mobile wallets like Apple Pay and Google Pay work. Put simply, instead of your phone sending your real 16-digit card number to the store's terminal, it creates a unique single-use code, a token, for that one transaction.
And why is that a game changer? Well, it means that even if that store gets hacked later, the thieves don't get your real card number. All they get is a bunch of useless expired tokens. Plus, every time you pay, you need your fingerprint or Face ID, adding a layer of physical security that your plastic card just can't compete with.
Okay, ready to level up? Our next tool is an absolute must for online shopping, especially on websites you haven't used before. We're talking about virtual card numbers.
So many banks like Capital One and Citi offer this right inside their mobile app. It's so easy. When you're at an online checkout, you just open your banking app and generate a unique temporary card number. You use that for the purchase, and that's it. Now, if that merchant's website gets hacked down the road, who cares? That virtual number is a dead end. It can't be used anywhere else.
All right, so we've got our high-tech tools ready. Let's move to Section 3, building your smart habits. Think of these as the everyday actions that make all that technology even more powerful.
You know, it really helps to see how far we've come. The old magnetic stripes, so easy to copy with little devices called skimmers. Then came the EMV chip, which made it way harder to clone cards for in-person fraud. And now, as we just covered, tokenization is the future, making the stolen data itself practically worthless.
But those skimmers are definitely still out there, especially at gas pumps and standalone ATMs. So here's a really simple habit to get into. Just give the card reader a little wiggle. If it feels loose or something looks off, just walk away. And always choose to dip the chip or tap to pay instead of swiping. Oh, and a little pro tip, crooks are less likely to mess with the pumps that are closest to the front door of the store.
And of course, your defense includes just some basic digital hygiene. You know, every outdated app or operating system is like a potential unlocked door. The key is to reduce the number of doors. Use a password manager to create strong, unique passwords for every site. And try not to save your card info on dozens and dozens of online stores. The fewer places your number is stored, the safer you're going to be.
Now, for a habit you can build in literally 2 minutes, I want you to go into your credit card's app and turn on its hidden superpowers, the alerts and controls.
These two right here are completely non-negotiable. First, turn on real-time transaction alerts. You'll get a text or a notification the second your card is used, which means you can spot fraud immediately, not weeks later. Second, know where that card lock button is. If you ever misplace your card, you can just freeze it with one tap and then unfreeze it the moment you find it under the couch cushion.
And that brings us to our final section, your fraud action plan. Because look, even with the best defenses in the world, stuff can happen. But having a simple plan ready to go removes all the fear and the panic.
And the plan itself could not be simpler. If you see a charge that isn't yours, you just calmly follow these steps. Call the number on the back of your card, tell them what happened. They'll cancel the old card and send you a new one. The only real work you have to do is update your new card number for things like Netflix or your gym membership. It's a totally manageable process.
And this quote from our source material really just nails it. Because of all the protections we've talked about, you're not going to lose your money. The real problem, the actual danger of card fraud, is just the hassle. It's the annoyance. And our entire strategy here is designed to minimize both the risk and that hassle.
So let's just quickly recap the whole playbook. Number 1, always pay with credit, never debit. Number 2, hide your real card number whenever you can with mobile wallets and virtual cards. 3, turn on those real-time alerts from your bank. Do it today. And 4, know your simple action plan so you can stop living in fear and just live your life. You are now officially a guardian of your own credit. You've just shifted from a position of just defending yourself to a position of power. So the final question I want to leave you with is this. Now that the fear is off the table, how can you start using your credit card to its maximum benefit? For rewards, for cash back, for building your whole financial future. But that's a topic for another day. Thanks for listening.